Hey guys, how you doing? Right, this is gonna be the first video I'm actually posting. Showing some love for Samco's football blog, Tyler Samco. Uh, Today we're gonna cover the Detroit Lions 2011 NFL Draft. Show you guys what we're gonna be covering today. This is my whiteboard. You'll be seeing a lot of it. These are just the key points we're gonna be touching on. So let's get started. Probably gonna be eating a little bit throughout the video because I really don't give a shit. I'm just gonna be myself right now. So let's start. First round, the Detroit Lions went Nick Fairley. Um, this guy, alongside Ndamukong Suh, is going to be an absolute monster. You can't double team both of them. Fairley's got a high motor. I mean, if you're going to compare him to a guy in the NFL, it would be Suh. I mean, he's probably not going to be as good as Ndamukong Suh. Suh is an absolute beast. In my opinion, the best defensive tackle in the league right now already, only his first year in. You guys can argue that if you want. Say what you will. But Fairley's got a high motor. He's a pass rusher. I mean, they're just going to destroy interior offensive lines all season for probably the next 5 years or so. When you put Van and Bosch on that defensive line, Cliff Averill, I think, is extremely underrated. I mean, you got a ridiculous pass rush just coming from that front four. Which gets us into the cornerback situation. Why did they pass on Prince? Well, we all know the Detroit Lions draft for talent. Schwartz drafts for talent. You're a team that was 0-16 a couple years ago. You're obviously going to be drafting for talent just so you can build this team for the future. In the second round, Titus Young. A lot of people arguing this pick too. He wasn't worth that pick. Well, arguably, a few draft experts think he was. Mayock compares him to a poor man's Deshaun Jackson. I'm sure you've all heard that. That's been circling around the web a lot. I mean, it's a guy that can stretch the field. We've been looking for that number 3 receiver for a while now. We know Bryant Johnson's not cutting it. He's just got brick hands. It's awful. So, you look at Titus Young. He's going to stretch the field. Now Matthews got 3 weapons: Calvin, Nate, Titus Young, just out of his wide receivers to throw to. Then you look at the tight ends. We got Pettigrew, Scheffler, and I mean, he's got all the weapons. There's no excuse for him not to be successful in the NFL now. The next other pick in the second round, we traded up to get him at number 57. LaShore, this guy is a bruiser. 6 foot, 225, complimenting Javid Best, Thunder and Lightning. I mean, now if Kevin Smith stays, you got to say we have an extremely deep running back core. 3 guys right there that just can run it up the middle, kick it outside. They're going to do everything you want them to do, and it depends if they get the push in the offensive line. That's arguable. A lot of people saying the offensive line doesn't get enough push. Matthews not getting protected. He's just going to keep getting hurt. We need that franchise left tackle, whatever you want to say. But statistically, our offensive line, I'm going to say it, I think it was in the top 10. So, I mean, I think we're just being a little picky in that aspect for right now. Doug Hogue, this guy, developmental pick in the 5th round. I actually like this a lot. 6'3", 230, I believe. Converted to linebacker from running back. His 3rd year in college, I believe. He's only been playing it for 2 years, but I mean, this guy, he can develop linebacker instincts. He can develop linebacker mentality. I'm sure he played linebacker in high school. I mean, usually once you get to college, you only play one position. In high school, you probably play 2 sides of the ball when you're that talented. So we're going to see. This guy's got Ernie Sims type talent. He's a little bigger. Ernie Sims obviously did not pan out for us in Detroit, but you want to see a guy with that kind of talent develop into something special. So this guy will probably sit for a year, play some special teams, contribute. So I really think he can possibly compete for a starting role coming into year 2 or 3. We'll see, though. I mean, just going to have to watch games and find out where he goes from there. Johnny Colbert in the 7th round. I like this pick. It really tells me what the Lions are trying to do offensive line-wise. Jason Fox in the 5th round, I believe, last year. Colbrith in the 7th this year, and we haven't drafted our franchise left tackle. And a lot of us on the Den. I'm a big Den guy. You guys will be seeing this video on the Den later, obviously. If you're watching it right now. Ripham247, the Pokeball. Don't give me shit for that, alright? I love the Pokeball. So, whatever you gotta say it right now. Comment below, do whatever the hell you want. Ripham247, Pokeball all the way. But left tackle wise, I do believe we're developing our left tackle for the future. I think that's what the coaching staff more has their eyes set on. Since they haven't been addressing offensive line in the early rounds the first 3 years they've been here, so I mean, you gotta think they're developing their left tackle to replace Backus, whether it's gonna be Fox or Colbrith. If either one of those guys don't pan out, we now have the weapons offensively. We can start dressing the secondary and the offensive line in the earlier rounds of the draft. Now that we've gotten the talent in the wide receiving core, at tight end, at running back, we've got our quarterback settled. Hope he isn't a glass cannon like some of you have been saying. I don't believe it. Everyone knows it's been freak injuries for Stafford, so. But we're going to start addressing that offensive line in the earlier rounds now that we have all the weapons settled on offense. So that's what I think we're doing left tackle wise. Questionable picks. People don't like them. We didn't draft for need. Whatever. Talent over need, in my opinion, if you're a team rebuilding. And we are a rebuilding franchise, 6-10 last year. I think we were a lot better than our record show, and I think a lot of you will agree with that. So, overall, I'm probably going to give the draft a B+, just because we didn't address those positions of need, so I still believe in drafting over talent. But B+ grade, I'm going to give it. It was very good. We got the weapons. I mean, you look at the offense now. Johnson, Burleson, Pettigrew, Scheffler, Best, LaShore, Stafford thrown to him if he stays healthy. He's got all the weapons to be successful, like I said earlier. We're going to see what he does. I mean, you can mix up the playbook any way you want it now. So we'll see where it goes from there. It's all the offensive line now and how Stafford plays defensively. Secondary, people are saying we're not going to be able to cover. Chris Houston might be gone. I believe I'm hoping Chris Houston's going to stay. He might test free agency. We've all heard that rumor. But up front, the front four, they're going to generate enough pass rush to collapse that pocket all season long. So cornerback-wise, we're going to be settled until we can find that lockdown corner at the number 1 spot. I think Houston is the perfect number 2 corner in our system, but number 1, I think we still got to settle that. Alphonso Smith, he's a playmaker. I know he got burned a lot last season, gave him a few big plays, but the guy has a lot of talent coming out of college. 2nd round pick by Denver. I don't know how we got him for so cheap in the Scheffler trade, but he's a good nickel guy. A lot of you guys like Barry, Vasher. We'll see what happens, but Alphonso Smith, he's got talent. A little undersized, that's why he's probably going to be a nickel guy, but he can make plays. Then you look at safety, Delmas and Spivey. I'm a big Spivey fan. What I see in both our safeties is that they are run-stuffing safeties. They're physical. Delmas, we already know, he's a man. He's a playmaker. I like him a lot. I think he's going to be a top 10 safety in the league for maybe 5-10 years. So Spivey, we want to see his development. But overall, I think these draft picks really complement what we're trying to do. We still got a few holes to fill, but we definitely are going to be contender for the playoffs. This year, in my opinion, a lot of you can argue that there's a lot of NFC teams that have very good shots at winning the division or just getting the wild card. So it's going to be a very competitive NFC this year. So we'll see. Hopefully this lockout thing gets by us. I mean, they're both kind of being gay, let's be honest. If you just got offended by me saying gay, well, stop watching my video right now because you're the douchebag. But we'll see. Hopefully this lockout gets by us. We're a full 16 games in, full training camp, if that's even possible at this point. But we'll see how it goes. I like these picks. We'll see how they pan out. You got anything to say? We can talk about it. We can argue it. We can discuss it. Whatever you want. So let me know what you guys think. This is my first video, so I'm going to be starting to do this a lot more often. Post it on YouTube, maybe start a channel or something. I have no idea. Santos Football at blogspot.com. I'm trying to start this up. You guys can check it out. I'll be on the Den, RipAndam247, the Pokeball. Just remember that. So I'll see you guys. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed what I had to say. But let me know how you feel. See you.